Okay, so you signed up to take somebody a meal. Now you need ideas, or you just want to know the right thing to do, what to bring. I'm here to help. Hi, my name is Cassidy. I like to share content about homemaking and motherhood and just blessing others. If that is of interest to you, then you should most definitely subscribe. I'd love to have you here. Okay, so you signed up to take a meal to somebody at church or a group, whatever you're a part of, and you need ideas. Okay, so in my church, there's emails that go out. Somebody just had their baby, their first baby, and they needed meals. I am new to this church, so I don't personally know this family, but I just seen the need, and there was quite a bit of slots still left, and so I went ahead and signed up. Now, they have, sometimes it's just an email. Most of the time you usually know the family, and you can ask them. In this situation, they use a website, and they list their information, their likes, their preferences, their allergies, or else that would be something that you should probably ask. I have some notes here that I'm going to go over with you just to give you some pointers, and then we'll get started cooking. So I have my notes here. I'm trying to use notes more to make sure that I say all the points that I want to say, and I'm not like editing and being like, oh, I forgot this thing. So I'm going to look to the side just so you know. I did sign up to make them chicken Alfredo with broccoli and some cookies. That's just something that I like to do. I like to do a meal and like a treat, and that's something that I'll talk about why in a second. So ideally, like I said, you will probably know the person. You can ask them their preferences, if they have any allergies or restrictions. Luckily, the website does have those things listed, so I don't necessarily need to know them to be able to have those answered, or those questions answered, which is great. They don't have any restrictions, they don't have any preferences, so I just went ahead and looked what I had easily on hand that I could make, and I figure pasta is always a good one. I made sure, another thing that I do, and is a good idea for you to do, is go ahead and look on there what other people are going to be bringing. It's not always helpful because a lot of times it's just like, hey, to be determined, I'll figure it out later, I'll let you know, that kind of thing. So not everybody does list it. But that also makes sure that I list what I'm making, so that way other people can do what I'm telling you to do. You want to go on there and just see what other people are bringing, so that way you're not seeing like 3 days in a row it's like pasta, or the only meals that are being brought are all chicken or something, just because you really do want to bless the family that you're taking this meal to. You don't want them to be burnt out on pasta or rice and chicken or something like that. And so, okay, so I went ahead and looked. I didn't see any pasta options on there that are like recent, and the one that I did see was like a marinara sauce. So I thought doing a chicken Alfredo. Everybody loves chicken Alfredo. I have everything on hand, so that would be super easy to make. I can add a little broccoli into it to just boost it a little bit. And I had those chicken strips that I got on my last shopping trip at grocery outlet, like bulking up my stock. So that was great. And I'm going to be making tuna casserole for my family today, so I can just go ahead and boil double the pasta, and that way I'm kind of like doing two things at once. The other thing that I was going to mention is this family, this is their first baby that they had, so I'm only cooking for 2 adults, but I like to make extra, so that way that they have some that they can have for lunches or another dinner another night if something falls through, or they can just freeze for later and have at another time. So I always make a little bit extra. It's not necessary. There are only 2 people, but sometimes it is a bigger family. That's just one of my first pointers. Okay, so number 1, check what their restrictions, dietary preferences, any of that stuff is first. And then second, go ahead and see what you have on hand to do what you need, unless you want to do something special, which is also great. And then after all of those things, make sure you go on the website. And then my number 2 tip is to go ahead and go into the website or email chain or anything like that, if you can, if that's an option, to see what things are being brought to them, so that you can plan accordingly and not get them burnt out on pasta or something like that. You can offer them something different, a little variety. That's number 2. And then number 3, use disposable. You really want to bless this family. You don't want to have them worrying about your dishes or, you know, stressing about getting back to you or having to clean up or anything like that. So I like to use disposable dishes for them so that they don't have to worry about it and they can deal with it when they can and are able to. And then if you are making something that needs instructions or directions to cook, or you're gonna like make it and then freeze it or something like that, plan according. One, you want to include instructions, make them easy and simple and not time consuming. You want to bless the family, so you don't want to put any like time restrictions or complications on them. And I like to make the food ready to go to where they probably just have to warm it up, ideally, unless they ask for something that they can pop in the freezer at a later time. Then I'll do that. But I don't want to, you know, they have a time frame. Like this family asks for meals between 4 and 6. I don't want to show up with a meal that needs to be cooked, especially freezer meals that usually need to be cooked for like an hour plus, and then add that kind of restriction, especially if they're like waiting and anticipating for the food. So just like think about that, plan accordingly for them, and don't make it more complicated. You want to make this simple and easy because you're trying to bless them when they're like, they got a lot going on, especially first baby. And then my last and final tip is to make sure you include everything for the meal. If you are making like spaghetti and you think, oh, it'll go great with like some garlic bread and some salad or some breadsticks or something like that, then include that with everything. Send them with like a kit, like a set, so that way there's not anything that they have to provide or have to go out and get, and it's a complete meal, you know what I mean? So if it's like you think it would go good with a salad mix, go ahead and toss that in. If you want to do some like roast veggies on the side, include that. If there's like dressing, even sometimes you're like, oh, they probably have dressing. You never know, and it doesn't hurt to just do, you know, if it needs an Italian dressing, go ahead and just mix it up together. Grab a small little one. I mean, even at the dollar store, they have like the little tiny ones that like one-time use or a couple uses. So when you're doing a meal, include everything because it really does bless them, and then there's no hold and you know that they're completely taken care of. One of my favorite things to include is a treat. It's not necessary. Obviously, you're already being generous providing the meal, and that's what they're really looking forward to. I just really enjoy when people bring me after having a baby and stuff like that. Not everyone does it, but when they do, it's just like an extra little treat and it boosts morale and families love it. I recently had somebody, because we had just moved here, somebody brought us a meal because we were supposed to have dinner together, and then we all got sick, and so she still brought us dinner, and I thought it was such a treat. And she included everything. It was the stuffed shells and cheese, which is one of my favorites. She included the salad, the plates, the napkins, the disposable like silverware, and then even some ice cream as a treat. And I just thought it was so brilliant. I loved it. I haven't had somebody go out of their way that much to include like the disposable stuff, but I was like, this is great. This is so helpful. This is such a blessing, and I will like probably forever remember that meal because I thought it was just the sweetest thing. So that's the goal, is to include everything. Now obviously you don't have to include the disposable ware, dining, you know, like plates, paper bowls, spoons, whatever. You don't need to include all that, but it is very thoughtful to include the whole meal kit, the meal set, you know what I mean? So there's that, and then we're going to be doing some chocolate chip oatmeal cookies. Oatmeal is really good for breastfeeding. I don't have all the other things like the brewer's yeast and stuff like that I would use to make like my breastfeeding cookies, so I'm not going to do it this time. But I am going to make oatmeal chocolate chip because it's kind of a little bit helpful as far as breastfeeding, and who doesn't love a good chocolate chip cookie? So that's what's on the meal plan, and I'm just going to go ahead. Oh, and then down in my freezer I had garlic bread, so I'll be including the garlic bread in this, and that is the meal. So chicken, broccoli Alfredo, pasta, and I'm going to put it in a casserole dish, top it with Parmesan, and then I'm going to bake some cookies, and then I'll just grab the garlic bread from my freezer when I go to drop it off, and then that way they can just pop that in the oven for 10-15 minutes really quickly. and they will have their meal all set. And I'm going to make sure that I bring it at like 4 o'clock, so that way it's before they're really getting hungry, and cooking or baking the garlic bread isn't going to take much time, and they can get to eating as soon as they are ready. So I think I got everything that I wanted to mention to make sure. Obviously, you know, anything is going to be good. Oh, one of the other things I want to say, bonus. If you are in a time constraint, you cannot make them a meal, you can always double whatever dinner you're going to have, or get some takeout. Find out what their favorite takeout is, especially if it's a family that doesn't do takeout often and it's like an extra treat for them. That is one of the things I pay attention to. If it's somebody that is more like budget conscious and they are cooking more of their foods and stuff like that, sometimes it's like a nice little treat to just like get them pizza, or, you know, their favorite Chinese takeout or whatever it is. Like, consider that too. Like, don't think that you cannot provide a meal or you can't bring a meal to a family just because you can't make it yourself. There's also amazing freezer options, and like I said, you can go to the freezer section in there, you know, get the salad, the lasagna, and garlic bread, and like a cheesecake or something, and go take it to them and just give them like a heads up, like, hey, bringing you a frozen lasagna, go ahead and heat your oven to this. It's going to take this time to cook, so I'm going to bring it a little early, or would you mind me bringing it early? Or if I bring it at this time, is that still good for you if it takes this long to cook? That kind of thing, so that they're just ready and prepared, because it doesn't take much time to preheat the oven, and just make sure that it's brought a little bit earlier and whatever. So there's like bonus, just an idea in case you don't have the time or ability to actually cook the meal. You can always provide a meal to somebody and bless them, okay? So I've already preheated my oven. I'm gonna go ahead and get my KitchenAid ready so that I can start throwing the cookies together, get those baking while I get this prepped, okay? Side note, if you guys have not tried this pasta, it's from Costco, and it's literally my favorite, the organic pasta. They come in like 6 bags. When they have a deal, it is so good. You should grab it up. But they also have like spaghetti noodles that they sell too. And I thought I would do like a fun little noodle for them. I don't know, you can see it, like a curly little fun man. Little fun cute noodle. And again, I'm going to make a larger amount of pasta because I'm going to make the tuna casserole tonight for us. While we're in here, get it all prepped up and ready to go, and then I just have to heat it up for dinner. My bag just opened the weirdest way. Okay. I love these bags. The organic broccoli from, again, Costco. The organic broccoli. They come in bags where you just steam it. Makes it so easy for meals, for prepping and stuff. Check on the cookies, doing good. You guys, seriously, these mats that I got from Costco, if you haven't seen that haul, I'll link it down below. These mats are worth the $20, and I just move them around. Like if I'm working at the island, I'll just pull one up close to stand on it, and it saves my aching pregnant feet so much. I also wear like comfortable supportive shoes, but these make a huge difference, especially when I forget to put them on, because it's a lot of times it's just like get in and get it done. But we're going good. I'm gonna go ahead and open these cans of tuna and drain them so I can get our dinner ready. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and make the rest of these cookies up, and obviously I'm not gonna give them all these cookies, that'd be so much, but I made a bigger batch of cookies so that our family can have some too. My kids are very excited about having some fresh baked cookies. It's been a while since I've made some, and I don't know why, but I don't know why I wait so long to make cookies and stuff like that, like homemade. It's something I'm working on, but it's so fast. Like you guys see me, I threw them together in like 5 minutes. I'm just like waiting. I don't know. It's a weird thing. But yeah, I'm willing to like make bread and knead it and all the other things. So it's okay. And I'm almost done, and then I'm going to go ahead and text the new mama, about it coming, like me being ready to take it over, and then I'll just go run it over while my oldest stays here and hangs out with the kids. Luckily, this is a really small town, and so her house is like maybe 5 minutes away, One of the things I like to use are these cookie like spoon, these cookie dough like spoon things. It has the same thing as like ice cream scoop, just smaller, but it keeps your cookies uniform in size, and it keeps kids from fighting and arguing over the bigger cookie. Do those spread out? Yeah, we're just gonna leave it at that. Okay, let's get this back in the oven. Okay, let's go ahead here, switch these so I don't have to move the camera again. Now I mixed up the sauce, the noodles, the chicken, and the broccoli already in here. And then I shredded up some fresh Parmesan cheese. I'm just going to go ahead and top it. And that'll add just like a nice fresh flavor to it. Kind of spruce it up since I used like okay, so here's the meal, here's the bread that goes with it. I'm going to finish up ours real quick and text her, let her know I'll be coming over. Never use these flaps for anything else, so here we go. So there you have it, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and finish up my dinner when we get back, just so I can make sure to get them their meal on time. I want to make sure that I'm being considerate of their time and their schedules and new babies and whatever else is going on over there. So I hope that you found this video helpful. I hope it gave you some ideas. If you're looking for just any meal ideas, pastas are always good. Something that you could probably reheat, something you reheat or freeze well would always be good. I'll probably make a video as far as like my master meal list that I do. But rice, chicken, salad, spaghetti, all of the things. So I hope this encourages you to provide a meal to somebody who is either expecting or ill or injured or whatever it may be, or just like on hard times or need some encouragement. I hope this helps you out. If you like this video, then please hit the like button. It really helps me know what to create and helps me in the algorithm, and I can use all the help I can get. And if you're not subscribed, I would love for you to do so and join my little community here. I do all things meal planning, routines, mamahood, just all of it. And if that interests you, then you should definitely be here. And as always, happy homemaking, friends. We'll see you next time. Bye.